Yo, so this is gonna be a quick go through of how to wire. If you bought one of my kits and you have a whole bunch of LEDs and you're looking at it like, oh geez, so many wires, I don't know what to do, and this, that, and the third. I'm gonna go through a quick tutorial. You're gonna have a whole bunch of these wires. They're pre-wired. The resistor's already built in and everything. Okay, so if you have these kits, the first thing you're gonna do, because I do buy from different brands, and not all brands follow the dark and light. Usually the lighter color is positive and the darker color is negative. But on this brand, it's the opposite. The light color is the negative and the black and the dark color is the positive, as you can see. Okay, boom, 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 boom. So what you're going to do is go through the colors, all right, test them out to see which one is positive, which one is negative. You want to group all the positive and all the negatives into one. Now, I also give you some extra wire, right? Now, I give you the extra wire just for the fact that, so you get extra wire. They come in two different colors. I'll give you two different colors. They're not always black and red. They're either white and something else, yellow and blue, green and yellow, green, whatever. But the darker color should be the ground or the negative, and the lighter color should be the positive. And there are some LEDs that I have where that's the case, where the red is positive and the black is the negative. So definitely test out the LEDs to make sure which is what. That's the first portion of how to mod anything. You got to know what you're dealing with LEDs. Now, when you're messing with LEDs, so this site in the background is from ledcalculator.net. When you come here, you're going to have different things here. You're going to have 9 volt. You're going to have the first one that says power supply voltage. This is where you can put 9 volt, 5 volt, or whatever. So let's put 5 volt. Here, it's going to say LED voltage drop. When you click onto it, it's going to show you the colors. Just put the number here that goes with your color that you're going to use. Right now I have it set for red. Where it says LED current rating, this is 20 to 19 milliamps. Leave it at 20 to 19. Do not change that. And how many LEDs you want to use. All right, I'm going to go with back to 1. And then it's going to say design circuit. When you come here, it's going to give you this diagram. It's going to give you a positive, negative, the resistor and what type of resistor it is. And this is the one that you will go on Amazon and buy. Or if you have a resistor kit, this is what you're going to be looking for. And it's going to tell you the color code and it's going to tell you the number. You just match that and you're going to put it on the negative side. All right. And then the ground to negative. So let's say if you're having a 9 volt battery, the smaller side is the positive, the wider side is the negative. All right. If you're not sure, it's going to give you a plus and minus sign on all batteries. They all come with this as universal. Okay. If you buy a battery in a different language, I'm sure there's a there out there. That's going to be a constant, no matter what it is. Now, I want to go over the LED basics on how it would look. So if you're looking at an LED like this, right, you're going to have, let me see if I can, I have a napkin here. Let me see if that works. Oh, well, this is not a good one anyway. Something that's not messed up. Okay, so one side you can see that is longer than the other. Maybe no, that's better. So one side is longer than the other. The shorter side is always going to be negative. The longer side is always going to be positive. The other way of knowing is that inside here, there's going to be a fat piece. The fat piece is negative, and the small piece is positive. Okay, that's another way of recognizing. Now, let's say you forget that. Oh my God, I don't remember. Okay, it's all right. It's okay, because here they're going to tell you the long side positive, short side negative. The fat piece is the negative. The short piece is the positive inside here. They're going to show you from the top, positive, negative, and they're going to give you the schematic wiring diagram itself. This site is also going to break it down to you on what this is, how many milliamps. It's going to break down everything about tolerance and everything you need to know about wiring your device. Okay, you can print it out as well. Again, this is real simple. Let's say if you went to 9 volts. 9 volts. Still using red. We can use something else. Let's use green. So green is 2.6. Okay. We can go to 2.6. Still leaving at 20 to 19 milliamps. Okay. It gives you the actual full voltage there. Now here is how many LEDs you want. I'm going to keep it at 1. I'm going to click it. Now for the green, they're asking for 9 volt going to the positive, coming out to negative, going to a 330 ohm at a 1/4 watt, all right, to the ground. And it gives you a more description about it, and also shows you again which side is positive, which side is negative. You want to make sure that the resistor is on the negative side. You can do it like how I had it here, which what did I do with it? Excuse me. How I had it here. So I got the negative side with the resistor, and I got the positive side here. And what that does is that as long as the positive side is touching the right, it will light, right? So what happens if you mess up and you reversed it and you put the positive to negative, negative in the positive, right? Boom, nothing happens. So if it's not working, it's either the battery's dead or you wired it wrong. So just reverse the wires, and boom, now you got yourself an LED. So let's say you don't want to go through all that, right? But they do sell on Amazon. Pre-wired, pre-resistored, installed LEDs. All you got to do is make sure that you're going to test each LED perfectly, right? You're going to test it, and you're going to make sure that the positive is positive and the negative is negative. Not all LEDs on Amazon share that. Normally, the lighter side is the positive and the darker side is negative. But it doesn't always work. Sometimes it's the opposite. So when you put it all together, now you have the light side, the white side touching the negative, and you have the dark side touching, or the dark wire touching the positive. Okay? So test the LEDs before you start wiring them. Now, if you're using, if you're modding like a toy or a vehicle or a Nerf gun or something like that, that is the first step. You got to make sure that you are in sync unless you're actually using it. There are definitely other things you can use. You need a heat gun, or you can use a lighter, right? And you would need string tubes. This is not, you don't have to solder. All you do is twist the wires together, and boom. Now, to actually get the wire in, right? So sometimes they come with a lead, and these are considered leads here, right? At the end, you might not have enough wire to actually start twisting them together or soldering them. Now, truth be told, the little exposed wire that they have is enough for a normal convention, but we're talking about the guy who does not, or the girl who doesn't know about wiring. They don't have the tools. This is what this video is about. Now, I suggest you get a wire cutter, a wire stripper. Now, in this particular, it actually holds the wire on one side and pulls together. So you can see this is all black. You put it inside and you pull it, and now you have your, this one's cutting it. Come on. Excuse me. There we go. Let me reverse this down. Have it for thicker wiring. And right now it's just shredding there we go. It was shredding the wire. So if you have this and it's cutting the wire, so if it's stripping it, lower the tension. I bought this on Amazon for like $10 or $7. Again, everything I have here is on Amazon. So now you can see there's exposed lead. Now that you have an exposed lead, you're going to take the other wire, all right? Say it's like this. and you're just going to twist it together. All right, but before you start doing anything like that, this is where your shrink tube comes into play. Put the shrink tube on first. Okay, hold on. Okay, shrink tube on first. Twist it together. Yes, I know somebody was like, "Hey man, you didn't solder it. That's never gonna hold." It will hold. It will hold. I've done a lot of things. I mean, if it's something that's gonna be constantly pulled, yeah, you want to solder it. But if it's something that's gonna be enclosed and never gonna be touched and move around, you can do this. Slide the shrink tube underneath, right? Take your match, and as you see, it's actually shrinking the tube. And what this does is it's having a nice tight seal, so it's going to waterproof it, and it's also going to strengthen the bond. And that's all you got to do. That's it. That's all you got to do. And that's it. That's it. So all you need is a stripper. There's plenty of these strippers, and I'm talking about a wire stripper, not a on a corner stripper. But you need some type of stripper. You can get this one. I like this one because it actually holds the wire and pulls it together versus you doing all the work of holding it and pulling it. So this does all the work for you, and it's just the same amount of money as some of the other ones. All right. So you're like about $10-12 for that. You're looking at a group of LEDs like this for like 20 LEDs. You're probably looking at maybe $7 to $10. You're looking at this for about $10 to $12. If you want to do the LEDs, you're looking at something like this for like $5 to $7. A resistor kit is like about $17 maybe. You can get it for $10 depending on what the day is. All right, you got these little push clasps. All right, you can get these joints, these wire connectors for, I think I bought it for like $7 too. This is a pack of 100. You know what I'm saying? You can go to this website. Again, ledcalculator.net, put in the voltage and everything else, and you go to Amazon and you can just buy the individual resistor that you need. Do it. It's that simple. Now, as for inside the vehicle, where you need to, wire management, you can use zip ties and everything else, but there might not be places where you can zip tie things too. You can also use tape, electric tape, painter's tape, duct tape, and then to hold the wires down while you're closing up your vehicle. So like this here is the McFarlane's repainted, rehashed. It does not look like this. It doesn't come stock like this. This is something that I customized. So this new paint job. All right, I have the 5-volt button battery, 2 button batteries in here to make the 5-volt at 2032 batteries, 20-32 batteries. I have a single monetary button here, and this is also has a switch built in. You click it on, you have nice bright headlights, bright tail lights, and this extra button is for the guns. Now the next thing is like, oh damn, Ant, how'd you get it to the point where you got these blinking? So you can go online and on Amazon, pre-wired, you can buy LEDs that blink. They come in packs of 20, and some of the higher end ones, if you want them to blink in sync, you're gonna pay a whole lot more. Just for one of them, I'm trying to see if I can find one. Excuse my workstation. So like these, like this right here was $7 just for this one. So they can become really pricey if you really want it to blink in sync. Most of the ones that I've sold to a lot of people, they're blinking out of sync. Only because this shit is, this is expensive. If I start putting this in all my customs, I gotta charge a lot more to compensate for this price. But these are premium LEDs that will blink in sync, and it's actually powered by a little driver built in here. Now, if you want to get real technical, which I'm definitely not in this video. If you have a Raspberry Pi, or if you have one of the mini board computers, or if you have a what you call it, it escapes me right now. But one of those Arduino boards, yeah, you can do some basic programming, and there's some scripts that are already made to make LED lights blink and all this other stuff. You can actually put a mini board, but a mini board, those mini board computers are a size of a credit card. Now, you can't put like something the size of a credit card in something like this. Maybe a bigger vehicle like the Batmobile or the Batwing, or one of the big Star Trek or Marvel Legends joints, yeah. But for something like this, you cannot. So you would just better off by buying LEDs that blink. All right, there's plenty of stores out there that can do that for you. So yeah, this is just a basic video, man. I mean, of what you need to do to wire. So how do you wire something like this? It's simple. First thing you do is cut out the areas where you need to put the LED lights. Use some type of material, either stage light gels. You can use 3D printed glass points. You can actually use hard plastic cut out and put inside there. You can use hot glue and smooth it out. Then you put the LEDs exactly where you want them to go first. Then as the wires are just dangling, they're gonna look like this, all bunched up, just all dangling. Then what you're gonna do is put all the negatives together, all the positives together, and then you're gonna put the positive to the right end of your battery pack, which will be the red in this case, and the negative to the black in this case. And then all you have to do with the next part of it is just finding out where you want to mount this on your vehicle or your toy or your gun. This is why I like to use the smaller ones, because I have a lot more hidden options. Like with something like this, is there, right? Now, is it possible to get a rechargeable battery and put a rechargeable battery port, and therefore all you will see is the port for recharge and a switch? Absolutely, absolutely. Those batteries they can be a little pricey. They can run anywhere between $15 to $20. But you know what? It's up to you on what direction you want to go in. If you want to simplify it, this is the most simplest thing. You're going to need basic stuff, right? I would suggest to have a step bit. Right? These joints are expensive. They can go up to like $50. But you can go to a bargain store and find these joints for as low as $20. Sometimes if you're lucky enough on sale, you can get them for like 19 or $15. But these joints do cost some money. You can get this on Amazon too. Everything I'm showing you on Amazon. This drill you can get on Amazon. I mean, I got a lot of DeWalt stuff, so I kept with DeWalt. Do you need a high name brand? If you're not doing daily construction 8 hours a day, 7 days or 5 days a week, you do not need big brand name tools. I'm going to say that again. Do not get caught in a rat race of trying to buy big name brand tools if you are not using this for more than 5 to 8 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week. Okay, if you're not using this every single day, you're going to take this out every once in a blue moon, just get a regular drill. Any brand would do. They all work. They all do what they do. The only difference is some brands, the battery may not be as good or last as long. But if you can get a drill like this that has the same features, and instead of spending $200 for something like this, or you can spend something like $50 to $60 and get the same performance if you're going to do customization or work around the house. But if you're a weekend warrior, go with any brand. If you're doing this as your career, you do work and you do a lot of construction work and stuff like that, yeah, then invest into better tools. But if you're going to just pick it out every once in a while, do some basic stuff, any brand can do. Do not get caught in a rat race of getting a whole bunch of tools that you're not going to use just every once in a blue. Okay? Another thing that you're going to need is a hot glue gun. Okay? This one's cordless, made by Ryobi. I think this was 40. I think 40, and it was a Bear 2. I already had batteries, so it kind of worked out. I think it was 30. I don't know. But I got the one with the multi-level settings. Okay, so this one has 2 settings and off. Sometimes you need a lower setting because you don't want to melt or warp the plastic. So something that has multiple settings is ideal. Okay. Last but not least, and this is not necessarily a necessity, but a rotary tool, a rotary cutting tool with various bits is ideal for any. If you're a customizer, you should have a rotary bit. You don't necessarily need a name brand. Again, even some of the off brands do pretty well. I have a friend of mine who uses the nail, a wonderful polishing nails. It's a rotary tool, but it takes the same type of bits. You don't need anything crazy, but you can get an off brand, and you need one of these. If you can do customization for toys or anything else, you are going to need this. This is a necessity. Electric tape is a necessity. Tape is a necessity. A drill is a necessity. A glue gun's a necessity when you're doing customization. All right. So these are the basic tools you're gonna need if you're gonna buy my kit. All right. If you want to put something together like this, you're gonna need a kit. You're gonna need those tools. All right. So again, ledcalculator.net. Go there, square that away so you can start coming up with some creations. But in the end of the day, if you don't want to go through all this other trouble, get a battery pack with a switch. Shrink tubes are cool. You can also use these if you don't want to use any fire, and get pre-wired LEDs. The small ones, the 3mm ones, I think is ideal for most of the toys. 5mm, don't go above 5. Stay within the 3 to 5mm range, and you'll be squared away. All right. This is a very basic video, but there are tremendous amount of YouTube videos out there that go into a whole lot more depth on circuit wiring and everything else. I'm not gonna get too far into it. I picked up a lot of bad habits, admittingly, but I do good work, and I have LEDs and stuff that I've done fucking 10, 15 years ago that's still working, and they've been thrown around and everything else and dumped in water and still going. So it is what it is, bro. Other than that, hopefully the video helped out. If anything, if you didn't get anything from anything else, hopefully you got ledcalculator.net, man, and that will kind of like put you in the direction of anything. All right, guys. Other than that, peace out.